Hi, my name is Kay, and I'm the principal architect of Studio Yang. My team and I are behind the design of this space we call Nāda. I started Studio Yang in 2021 after living and working abroad for many years. I worked in Singapore, San Francisco, and also Shanghai. Coming home, I kind of wanted to start my own design practice. We take on more bespoke projects, and we really look for clients that are aligned with us, not only the vision, but the execution of the project. And so we really make it a point to be present all the time, so the clients really feel that they have a dedicated design team that is with them from the start to the end. My love for coffee started probably in one of my first jobs when I was working as an architect in San Francisco. My office was above a blue bottle, so walking into the lobby every day, kind of smelling the aroma of coffee beans, that really made my day. And ever since, I've kind of been addicted to coffee and the experience of going to different cafes. Yoga is something I've been practicing since 2017, on and off, but it was a big help. You know, mental health, stress with work. I was even practicing it a lot during grad school. So when JP&G approached me with the initial concept of Nāda, I was actually kind of elated because in terms of their vision, in terms of what they wanted to execute, it was very much aligned with my own practice and my own studio. They had a very clear vision with what the space was going to look and feel like, and I think the branding was almost developed later on. Actually, JP sent me a PDF that was 100 pages long in terms of the overall look and feel that he wanted the space to have based on his travels and his experiences. It very much closely aligned with my own design philosophy. We designed the space kind of as a tripartite space: tea, and then yoga, and then coffee. These arched pocket doors that are supposed to act as a threshold between spaces. So when they're open, the space feels like one whole space. And then when they're shut, multiple kind of practices or offerings can be provided at the same time. The design of our ceiling and the kind of half moon, we chose like the fluted in like MDF for our wall finishes, and then we used Flexiflute, which is technically the same finish, but it's just flexible on all of our bars and counters, just so it could provide a cohesive effect throughout. Working with Vertiflute products was actually quite straightforward because I think a lot of the fluted MDF came in like pre-cut panels. We could prep and paint all of them precisely to the color scheme that we wanted. So the initial inspiration for the design of the ceiling, which is very important to the overall design of the space, is kind of inspired by the existing structure of the building underneath, which you don't see anymore. The existing structure had a rib system that had a very, very subtle curve to it. So it was a concrete rib system that had some curvature. That actually inspired us to accentuate that and create that ceiling, kind of the main design aspect upon entering the studio. So we really accentuated it, really emphasized the half moon arch. And it's important because in meditative practice and in yoga, especially at the end of yoga during shavasana, your eyes are in a very relaxed state and are drawn upwards. And for me, going to a lot of studios, I always looked at the ceiling and thought they just shoved all the utilities up there, and it was never a pleasant experience for me. So we integrated all of the lighting into the coves of the arches to have that subtle effect. And actually, it also provided a lot of acoustic relief within the space because the sound is able to bounce around a little bit with the ceiling. When JP plays his instruments during his sound bath class, the ceiling actually really helps focus the sound for the person in the class and in a meditative state. I think it was fairly straightforward to use for a lot of the construction workers, kind of putting the space together and executing the space. And also the fact that there was an option for curved surfaces was an edge that they have, that Vertiflute has, because we incorporate a lot of subtle curves into the spaces in order to have the design flow a little bit more smoothly. As a designer, I would recommend Vertiflute to other designers and maybe clients looking for interesting finishes that add a little bit more texture. I personally want to use more of the fluted stone in future projects because that one we haven't had an opportunity to use quite yet. Like I'm personally eyeing the fluted travertine. I think those are really quite beautiful.
Thank you for watching. Be part of the archive, a curated collection of innovative and impactful projects showcasing design, creativity, and craftsmanship. If you're an architect or designer with a project you'd like to see in the archive, reach out to us through these channels and let your story inspire. The Archive, breathing life to spaces.